Hey everybody, Shad Treadaway here with ChurchPlanners.com, here with my man Mark Clement, and we're backstage at the Velocity Conference 2011. And some of what we're doing, Mark, is we've been having conversations with breakout speakers and main stage speakers on advice that you think that it's important that maybe not just church planters, but that pastors as well could care back, maybe some nuggets of wisdom that they would be able to pull from. And I know you're here sharing about the importance of understanding, from a pastor's perspective, it's important that we know what our people are expecting from us or expecting from church. So I was wondering if maybe you could take just a moment and share a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah, we did a breakout yesterday called What People Wish Their Pastors Knew About Church. And a little aha moment for me a few years ago was when I left staff after about 15 years of full-time staff to start my communications company, Big Picture Media Group. And I went from being on staff all these years and caring about certain things to being a layperson looking for a church to belong to. And I realized the things I cared about as a layperson had absolutely nothing to do with the things I cared about as a pastor. And now, after working with hundreds of churches over the years in different consulting ways and doing communications with them, I've kind of become this translator of seeing both sides of the situation and realizing that they're kind of speaking two different languages. And so, it's really, I think it's important for pastors to kind of open their mind and realize that, the books they read are typically written by other pastors, the conferences they go to are led by other pastors, the blogs they read, the podcasts they watch, and those are great, and we need to learn from each other. That's invaluable. But rarely do we ever hear from a layperson in a leadership role to stand up in front of a conference and go, "Hey, all you guys, we love you." I'm not sure we see everything quite the same way. And we do, as a staff person, your church is your life. It's your church, it's your job, your family goes there. You're putting in 50, 60, 80 hours a week. You're thinking about it night and day. They're probably thinking about it 2 to 3 hours a week, tops. And so it's just not even on the same plane. And so we need to realize that the way they're looking at things is very different from the way we look at things, the way they spend their time, the things that they want from us as leaders. One little stat is we did a survey and found out that 85% or more of people in church, the number one thing they care about is the preaching, strong biblical preaching. They don't care about your mission statement. They don't care about all your programs necessarily. If they have to choose, the one thing is the preaching. And so that says they want leadership from you. They want a message. They want to hear from God through you. And that's just one of a dozen things that we've talked about. But there's a lot of that stuff on our blog, so you can go and kind of read there and get caught up on some of the more details. But it's an interesting paradigm to realize that the way we see our people from stage every week, they're looking right back at us in a completely different way. And if we can understand the difference, I think all of us as leaders can become better communicators, better leaders, and really have a better impact in our people's lives. So that's really what it's all about.
That's great. And that's such an interesting statistic. I mean, being a church planter myself, and we're about 5 months in, and for me, I think about, even in modern church planning, you think about systems, you think about the aesthetics, you think about how tight is the worship set, you think about, and all these things are very important.
Sure.
Even that feel that people are getting sort of from the parking lot to the stage, but again, to know that people are holding on to the truth of, I'm coming here for a reason. I want to hear it.
That's
I want to hear from God. So that's great. Could you do me a favor? Tell our viewers here where they can find you, maybe your blog URL and about your company.
Yeah, the best thing, Big Picture Media Group is the company, and we just work with churches all over the country in communications, whether that's social media stuff, whether it's creating videos or web design or graphic design. We do all that, and I think more importantly, we help you understand why you do what you do and how to communicate that. The best way to kind of track us is my blog, markclement.com, and you'll find a lot of just information, updates, links to our company and other things. So love to see you on the blog and catch up with us any way you want to.
And again, that's Mark Clement. That's CLEMENT.com. So thank you so much for taking time. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.